Louisiana beer reviews. Samuel Adams Whitewater IPA. Whitewater IPA, 5.8% alcohol, has a 60 IBU, and it was introduced this year, 2012. Uses two-row Harrington, Metcalf, and Copeland pale malts, white wheat, and for hops it uses Australian Topaz, American Chinook, Cascade, Simcoe, and Citra. Plus they have orange peel, coriander, and apricots added to this, and they have ale yeast also in the mix. Gets a good rating on Beer Advocate. The bros gave it an average rating. It's a 92 out of 100 on Rate Beer, so it's a high rating on Rate Beer. An 83 out of 100 for the style, which I guess is flavored pale ale. And it gets an outstanding rating on the beer and meat. So the reviews aren't bad. Alright. Let's see what it's like. I've never had it. Well, a lot of smoke initially, and still people say, somebody said I don't show smoke. I show smoke when I see smoke. That's always fun to see. Alright. I'm not big on these flavored beers. If I never had another one, it would be fine, but they're there, they exist, so I'll review them. Well, it's about as big a head as you'll ever see, huh? Off-white. Oh man, it's cloudy now. And very hazy orange appearance with tons of stuff floating in it. Well, it is so thick. That is so opaque. It looks like pulp, juice pulp. And I guess that's what it is. Let's go with the aroma here. Oh, it smells like fruit juice with some sourness and breadiness. Okay, it's very fruity. It's very citrusy. Scared this beer is going to spill. Okay, I think I know what this is going to taste like. I think it's going to taste bready and fruity. Well, it's more like fruity and bready and bitter. You get that bitter hoppiness, 60 IBU. That ain't low. That sort of, people say piney. I say like menthol type feel to it. It's a medium to thick, well, more on the medium side mouthfeel. It's kind of syrupy or fluffy or thick. Not thick. Full. I don't know how to describe it. It's not thick like molasses, like a Guinness Extra Stout. But it's got body to it. But you know what I'm talking about when you get fruit juice with pulp in it type body. So it's because this is a hybrid beer, ale beer with fruit juice. I think a lot of women would like this, except they might be turned off by the bitterness. I'm not sure. The finish is semi-dry and very refreshing. The drinkability's, I would say, for me, is very high. For other people, they might find it challenging, but I think you might need the bitterness to set off, that hot bitterness to set off the fruit juice aspect to it. I guess it's good. I mean, it's good. Okay, I give it a B. It's good. For beer overall, a B. For the style, these fruit beers, hey, for the style, it's probably an A+. I mean, Samuel Adams, I think, does a good job. I've noticed in the last year or two it's fashionable to rip on Samuel Adams because they make a lot of beer. Yeah, well, they're big. Okay, what do you want them to do? Not be successful? Okay, went to see the San Diego Padres in 2006. Only one game at night. I drove there. I drove to all those Western games. Put a lot of miles on that Toyota Corolla, which at times got 44 miles to the gallon. In case you're wondering what car to buy if you want something that's going to get super gas mileage and the car isn't going to cost you a lot of money. Anyway, I love that stadium. It was wonderful. I sat at the very top because I wanted to get a view, and I walked all around taking photos. And they integrated an old warehouse into it and gave it that kind of, I call it a faux retro look. So that's an A plus. This is a B. It's good. Get some. And here is a 1981 Schlitz Pro Football Guide. It was picked up for me at the gas station. And it has a lot of good information about Schlitz when they were trying to recapture their audience after their disastrous 1976 experiment with a cheaper brewing process, which flew back in their face. A year after this brochure came out, Schlitz was bought out by Stroh's and has been owned by other people ever since. There's a good picture, a beautiful picture of that fancy Schlitz bottle with a paper shroud. Boy, I'd love to have that. Oh, man. And the little article there talks about why you should always pour beer to get a thick head. They say it brings out aroma. Anheuser-Busch recommended the same thing in a television commercial. People ask me, why do you get a big head on the beer? I think it makes it better. I'm figuring Anheuser-Busch and Schlitz Brewing Company, both of which had been brewing beers since the 1800s, probably know a little bit about how to do it. So I'm going to end this review on this beautiful Louisiana spring day by saying, y'all come on down to New Orleans.